What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Alright guys, got another cool one that's actually, it's kind of similar to the other picture the other video I just did about how they're hiding things. I think the last one was about the Opportunity rover, how things appear to have a 2D kind of flat area. Well, this is one from 719, and you can check this thing out. This is actually pretty cool, this picture. In fact, I'll show you right here. Now, Christian from over at the Olympus Sky, he had just done this video. I think his last video was the same exact, in fact, it is the same exact one. I watched his video, really good video. If you look, he did the mountain areas. Man, the more you look at this picture, I mean, it's just written BS all over this thing. I'm starting to understand now how this is really done. I've always said, like, I guess this is the inner wall of the Gale crater. God knows what it is, though. I think it's completely fake, but that's beside the point. I've always said that between the Mount Sharp mountain that they put in these latest, or even, Christ, all of these photos, I think it's a template. I've been saying that for a while, that they literally take it and they drop it over something. And by putting this haze over there, it makes it look like it's a good distance away. Now, picture something for a moment. The best analogy I can use is, look at the backdrops, I should say, that if you go to Walt Disney World, or you go into some of these production buildings where they have these backdrops that they can wheel around, picture one of those. And all they have to do is take that backdrop and put this, just like from here, on the bottom of this mountain ridge, to here. Let's just say this is a big backdrop. And all they do is they just make it look like it's a distance away. Because think about it. If you were to look at a mountain from a long distance away, it might look hazy. So it gives you the impression that it's super far away. What would happen if this wasn't hazy? It was completely, dark and like a real mountain. Well, it would appear closer. But because they're putting a haze over it, this thing is not that far at all. I mean, you can see right here. Here's the bottom of the picture. There's the rover tracks and goes off. And I think they're just dropping it right here. You got the foreground here, which is a good distance away. But then you got this here that makes it look like it's just miles away. It's not. And Christian had done, what he did is he actually, when you enhance these particular areas, what you're doing is you're not seeing really per se what's on this mountain. What you're seeing is actually outlines of things that this thing is actually covering. So don't expect to see, I just enhanced this myself. And yeah, there's some crazy things in there. You're not going to see things crystal clear, and why would you even think you would in these particular photos anyway from the ESA, NASA, anything like that? I mean, come on. But anyway, check his video out. When you can go to my description on the bottom, just under this video, and just check. You'll see the link to that particular video there. So check it out. You'll like it. But anyway, so I'm looking at this picture. Now I want to show you. So I want to share something. There was one of my subscribers, Xavier. He sent me, or he put this comment on my last video about the. Well, not my last video, because there's one. There's one after this one here, or prior to this one, I'm sorry. After that one, prior to this one. But anyway, of my Black Knight, and this is the comment he left. This is pretty cool. And thank you, Xavier, for leaving this. But he said, I would like to share a comment. I just found out, I just found out about Mars cities. I have a friend who is a retired NASA engineer. In discussions over this very subject, he had said several times. Okay, now this is a cut and paste, guys. You can always check out my particular, the comment section in my Black Knight video. You'll see this actual comment itself. Anyway, he puts, without disclosing his identity, I will relate this. When I asked him if NASA was doctoring incoming video, he replied, all incoming telemetry is redacted. When I asked why, he replied, what do you think? When I replied, there is evidence of extraterrestrial life, he replied, just with a smile. I asked if there was a way of telling what was redacted. His answer was more straightforward. Just scan the video through an optical scanning computer. All frames have a uniform pixel density. Wherever there is an uneven density, that area has been altered. NASA is actively suppressing all evidence of life elsewhere in the solar system and the cosmos. My only conclusion remains one I have long held. The government is terrified that when this comes out, they will lose their divide and conquer strategy. They need time to build a new boogeyman, which I thought was kind of funny the way he put it, and simultaneously study and utilize alien technology. And of course, he put in parentheses, the government is not the maker of stable society. It is a controlling strangulation of our freedom. You can't argue with that too much, right? But anyway, Xavier, I thought that was pretty cool, and thanks for sending that. I appreciate that. And what I do is I commented below there. I said, believe it or not, I can see this with my own eyes. I don't even need a computer to do it. Can you see anything right there? Just scan over the picture. You know, underneath this mountain ridge. You don't have to go over there. But just look around. You can see lighter and darker areas, common sense, you know, no big deal. But I look for shapes. Right off the bat, I study shapes. And I can see it right here. There's one right here going up and over. There's one right here with this oval opening, and it goes to the back almost to a point. And there's more crazier things in here, guys. You'll see this more. And what they do is they try to make it look like a flat ground. Here's the crazy part. These tracks appear to be the real deal, not like the Opportunity where they look like they were floating, okay? And you don't see these, again, you don't see these going off anywhere. You don't see them traveling. Why? Because it stopped. There is something right here. There's 2 or 3 things stopped. And this thing stopped and studied it. It's as simple as that. So, and I'm going to show you that right now because it's pretty funky. All right, so you can see this right here. I mean, look at this. Right here, oval, comes over and it goes like this. There's something right here with usually you can see outlines because that's what they like to do. They like to try to blotch this thing out to make it appear that there's nothing here. But check this out. It goes up and over, and then there's something else right here. There's several things in this picture anyway. There's something back here, and there's got this pile of pixelations on it. That's the best way I can describe it. And what you'll see over here is this weird, like that kind of weird oval opening right there. See that? Well, there's another one here with something really long, and then it stops here with a black dot, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4 things look like connected, almost like a train kind of thing. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. Now, let's jump into the picture. Now, anytime I get into these, I tell people, look, I blur it up, and they go, well, how is blurring it, clearing it? Well, the pixels have been messed around with. And the more you zoom into a picture, the more it just degrades. That's all there is to it. So by putting a little slight blur into it, you can literally smooth these. You can puff up these pixels, if you will, and actually get the actual shape back out of them. So let's see. What are you kidding me? Check this stuff out. This is cool because you can see this right here, and then it goes like this and comes down. You can see something right here. It literally goes like this, comes around. Check this out. Right here, goes up, comes up over to here. There's something literally right here, sticking out. It's rounded in the front, comes down, straight down, has 1 line, 2 line. Like there's something inside something else sitting right here. Now, there's many things in this picture, guys. Look at this. Something right here goes off in the back. I don't think this is ruins. I think what this stuff is actual. They make it look that way. They put these bunch of other manipulations. They just cover this stuff up to make it look like there's nothing there. So when you do see it, you go, well, maybe it's just ruins and it's just buried in the dirt. Or what's more logical is that this thing has been simply manipulated. I thought this is kind of odd too. Look at this weird. It almost looks like it has 2 front windows or 2 windows to this thing. See it right there? Right there, and it has the top of whatever this is, and then you don't see much of it. You see like another opening right here. See that? I don't know what that is either, but I mean, you know, because you guys know. I mean, come on, this is nothing but speculation. That's all we can do on these pictures. But check this out. I'm gonna enhance this a little bit more and brighten this up. But you can see something look like the front of something. It's like long. It's very long. It has a back to it, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's something right there that's like rounded in the front. Has a separation, comes down, goes like this, comes down, and then they just got this pile of crap on top of it. Now, let's see what happens when we bring it down a little bit just to see if we can bring out more of this. Let me just see something. I just thought I seen something else here. No, there's something else hidden right here too. They kind of blotched that out. But anyway, let me back up and give you guys a perspective. Well, not too far back up. And it's right there. Okay. So now when you start to do this, you make things look more appear to be 3D as opposed to just a flat ground. Look at the difference. It almost looks like it's just flat. There's nothing there. But there is. And you can see these things start to pop just laying there. See that? And there's a bunch of this stuff. Look at this. It looks like a long pipe going like this all the way back. Something right there going across it. Something right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but right here. And it's going all the way back. Has something going across it. Something else like a strap or something. I don't know what the hell that stuff is, but there's something on the edge here, right here. Let me see something. When we did this, see, like there's nothing there, but all of a sudden now it looks like it's flat and then it comes down. Watch. Yeah, like there's something there. But look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 openings. And there's another opening. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more openings. So it almost looks like, look at, there's something way, way in the background. 1, 2, 3 openings. You know, when you start to really, you know, put some work into these pictures, suddenly they become, like there's something right here. I don't know what this is. It's a total mess, but there's something right here. This big cluster of garbage. I don't know what that is. It might be just nothing more than just artifacts. But, all right, now, let's just go ahead and see what our next step is. Now, I blurred this up purposely because when you really zoom into it, it'll try to break up on you. But I did this so when we get really into it, it doesn't look too pixelated. It is blurry, don't get me wrong. But check this out. Look at the shapes of these things. This one here, right here, comes up, goes over. There's something right there, like I said, comes down, goes around like this. There's something in the background right here. Okay. I'm going to back up a little bit. Again, make it darker, try to bring this stuff out a little bit more. And it's just everywhere. I mean, here's that thing right here. Like I said, it looks like openings, and they just went right over this and just try to block it. Okay. Now, I try to sharpen it up a little bit and see if we can get a little bit more out of this and really check that out. See this way this kind of circles goes down, has this almost like a giant bracketing kind of thing with a pivot kind of pin. But anyway, I mean, this thing could be anything, of course, guys, you know. But come on. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And like I said, it's on the bottom here because I darkened it up. Now you can't really see it too much. But anyway, so take some of the blur, you know, the sharpness back out. Now let's see if we can't brighten this up. Now this is where this gets crazy. Check this out. When you look at the back here, you can see something right there. And whatever it is, it's long, almost like some kind of transportation device. Who the hell knows what this thing is, to be honest with you. It could be a structure. But look at these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And whatever it is, it keeps going. There's something underneath it. You can see it's white as well. So these may be, excuse me, all kinds of structures. We don't know what this stuff is. But check this out. You can see where they put a blur right over what this thing actually is. I mean, these could be trees right here. And there's some kind of, right here comes up like this. Goes around like a circle kind of. Looks like it's rounded. Has another, I'm going to use the term support for lack of a better word because I don't know what it is. Right here, you can see where they blurred it out to try to hide the face of whatever this thing is. But clearly, and there's something else in front of that. Of course, you'll never be able to figure that out. But you could see something that's rounded right there. It has this oval back end to it, or front end, whatever the heck this thing is. And look at that. And what I do is I try to bring it down a little bit. The lighter spots, see it right there? And over here, try to bring them down to try to figure out what these are. Okay? Let me see what we've got here. Now brighten it way up, and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's lighter underneath, and what they do is they block all of this. There's things all over this area. And you can see something's right there, too. You can see like it looks like a half-round piece right here. Look at this. Right there in front of it. And you can see where they have a line of blur. They literally took it right out, the face of this thing, so you can't see it. So God only knows if all of these are all connected. But now when I back out, look at the difference in picture. Look at the things in the background here on the left, upper left. All of these here. And you can see how now they are protruding out of the ground as opposed to the normal, the picture that they gave us. Now, if you didn't know any better, you'd look at it and go, yeah, it's just a flat ground. What are you talking about? Well, now you start to see it. These things start to pop out. You'll start to see there's actually height to them. And that's the key. That is exactly the key why they're doing this stuff. And right here, look at this. It's more smoother now as opposed to this mess here. And you can see where they mess with the pixels right there. You can just see that. You got to look for lines. It's not so much rocks or objects. You can't. That's what you got to just push that aside. You got to look between all the lines, so to speak, and just look for actually lines. But see, there's nothing there. Suddenly, when you do this, it smooths it out. There is more things. All of a sudden, now there's some height. This stuff is standing. This is the reason why this thing didn't keep going, guys. Look at it. It stopped right here. Why? There's a bunch of trash laying here. I don't know what all of this is. I think this is what they tried to do, is try to block out whatever this is sitting right here. Because you can see something round right here. I don't know what that is. It could be part of something laying right here. We'd never know what that is. But it clearly couldn't go any further. It stopped right there, and that was the end of it. Why? But you notice there's something, like I said, right here. Let me see if we can do this. See this right here? Now you can actually see this. And there's something right here that's rounded in the front of it. Right here has this nice sharp 90-degree corner. It comes down. There's 1, 2, things to the side of this. There's something right here. That other piece, what looks like, it almost looks like some kind of vehicle or something, like the rooftop, and there's a window, almost like windows from a front of a Cessna kind of thing. But anyway, I mean, these are just shapes. Of course, I'm just throwing these, like I said, this is just all speculation, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of the shapes of these things, not that's what these are, you know what I mean? But as you can see, these have been stitched together. There's one stitch. I'm trying to think if there was another. I think it's just the two halves of this picture. These are two pictures been joined together. But anyway, guys, you guys get the idea. I mean, there's things all in this picture. I mean, you can go to here. And like I said, I don't know what this is, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. You can see these little holes in the bottom here and the holes at the top. What do? They put a bunch of this crap on the top. So when you look back, if you're back at the picture like this, these things appear to look like nothing more than flat ground. See? It just looks like a bunch of rocks laying on the ground now, and there's nothing there. And that's what they want you to do. All about perception, how they mess with your minds. And now, like I said, you could just see a bunch of things laying around. So anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think, man. I mean, do you think that I'm far off base here? Do you think this is do you think this is spot on? Because I'm going to tell you what, guys, I've been studying these pictures long enough to know that I can see these things and the way they actually use they manipulate these pixelations or these pixels to make them look like I said, like a 2D flat surface, nothing there to see thing. So when you see this, I just noticed something else right here. There's something circular right there. Right here. See, when you do this here, you can see it right there. That's outline. And it doesn't seem like anything. But come on, when you see a pixelated picture like this, you know there's something in here. And I can see the shape of this right here. Without even doing a thing. Just zoom into these first and just look for shapes. And you know if there's shapes in here. Now, you would have never known this until I actually started, because I didn't even see that. As far as blurring and everything else. But there's clearly things here that are just not rocks. That's all there is to it. Again, we don't know what these things are. There's no way of knowing. I couldn't tell you what it is. I mean, we can only say, okay, well, judging by the size of this rover, because it's the size of an SUV, okay, judging by the size of it, okay, you would assume it's either, if it is very small Martians, as some people have said, there's a lot of small, it could be a structure. Or it could be some kind of just, I don't know, apparatus that goes to a building, a structure, or it's either a structure or some kind of vehicle or some kind of, I don't know. I mean, we can all just make speculation on it. That's all we can do. But, going by size, we don't know the size of these people or these inhabitants. We have no idea. All we can do is just guess, So, yeah, I mean, there you go. There's the original. Let me do this. Let me do this and actually bring it out just a little bit. And you can just see things laying all over in the foreground here. See it all? Even if you can't make out what these things are, it really doesn't matter. Why are there shapes like this, like it looks intelligently made, on the surface of Mars? Why? I believe this thing wholeheartedly is there. There's no doubt in my mind it's there. But the problem is, it's how they're going about messing with our eyes. And they're good at it. I got to admit that. They're very good at it. And there's no doubt in my mind that they're doing it. They're actively on this thing to try to keep people from seeing whatever's here. And I'm not buying a bit of it. I'm just going to go through. Look at this thing right here. Look at this. Ooh, just comes right out. See that? Goes into this piece. Yeah. I mean, come on. Do it real dark so you can actually see the shapes a little bit better and it's blurred up. But even sharpening, it's still there. People go, well, you blur it, so yeah, you can mesh pixels up and make it look like an object. Well, not sharpening it won't. And I can promise you, even this way right here, like I said, I don't even have to, blur this thing. I can tell there's a shape of something sitting right there. There's something right here. This doesn't look normal on a rock. Sorry. And even if I was to, and this is only blurred up slightly right here, and I can see that. So I'm not blurring it up really crazy to make something out of it. It's there. I mean, there you go. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. I mean, I'll throw a couple of these up on Google Plus so you guys can check these out yourself. And you can take a couple of these pictures, download them, and throw them into Photoshop yourself. See if you can't make some more out of this, because I just went over these briefly. It might take me 15, 20 minutes to do these and just bring them out. It's gotten to the point, I mean, it used to take me hours on end. It doesn't take me that any longer because I know exactly what to do to these pictures. I know exactly what it is to bring them out and expose what they're hiding in these. Now, some of them, don't get me wrong, you can't find anything in it. They just really just mutilate a picture, so to speak. I mean, they really go at it and really mess these things up, and it's really sad. It's tragic that they're just hiding this stuff from us, because I think it's the most important thing to mankind as far as I'm concerned, and they're doing everything they can to suppress it. So anyway, give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm curious as always, you know. And to be honest with you guys, hey, I mean, you know, to be all in all honesty, I mean, come on, it's all a learning curve. I mean, everybody who's ever, you know, when you come out of like when you come out of school, you already know what to know. I mean, you've been taught in science class, okay, cold and barren planet, nothing could live there, even though it's a neighboring planet of ours, so on and so forth. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. You know, this particular planet is what they call, it's in the Goldilocks zone. And if you remember the Goldilocks story, you know, the bears go over there, well, this porridge is too cold, this one's too hot, so on and so on. It's right next to Earth. Earth is in a pristine position, and so is it Mars. Now, if it's a little cooler there, so what? Doesn't mean that people can't adapt, or, you know, these inhabitants can't adapt to their, you know, we have. You know, we've evolved to what we are. We adapted to what we are. We can still adapt. You know, so yeah. I mean, it's all a learning curve. And what I mean by a learning curve is it's not that, I mean, I know quite a bit about science, but it's not about that. It's something that it's totally against your thinking. You have to wrap your mind around it. You have to say, okay, wait, hold on a minute. This is not what I've been taught, so it's so hard to wrap my mind around this idea that, first of all, there's something even on Mars that might be intelligently made. And then these people, not just my videos, but everybody's finding these weird things, and what gives? And some people are still stumbling over that idea. And, of course, some of them lash out and saying, oh, you're an idiot, this, that, and the other, and that's fine. I mean, you know, if they want to give me their uneducated response to my video, that's fine. I just wipe them off the page. But if they want to say, you know, I don't understand. You know, it kind of looks like it's something intelligently made, but what's it doing there? Well, you can't ask me that question because we don't even know. I mean, it's clearly there, though, so the bottom line is they're lying to us. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's just it. But you guys give me your thoughts, as always. You know, what you guys think, because it's always welcome on my channel. You know that. But anyway, again, got some more good ones coming up, some more good videos. Just stay tuned for those, and I think you'll like what you see. Anyway, guys, thanks for everybody who's jumping on board there. Check out my other videos as well, the most recent ones, and I think you'll like them a lot. I do appreciate you guys jumping on board. I mean, it's apparently, you know, you guys agree with me to some extent. You don't have to agree with me on everything I say these things are. I can only, you know, speculate to what these things may be, because, as I've said before in my last videos, hey, you know what? If we knew the answers, if we knew what this stuff was, guess what? We wouldn't have to make videos. We'd know exactly what these things are, and we can move on. But that's not the case. We're just simply trying to find the truth. I bat around the idea of what these things could be or possibly be, and then I get my responses from my viewers. So, and you guys are the viewers. So let me know what you guys think. And like I said, I appreciate you jumping on board, and I will see you next video.